Hello and welcome to our Yoga and Relaxation taster session to celebrate International Yoga Day. We're so pleased that you could join us today. I'm Maya Potter, the Events and Digital Community Officer at Target Ovarian Cancer. We're joined by Claire today, who will be leading you through some yoga exercises, followed by some relaxation practices. Please remember to listen to your body during the session and follow any safety instructions, suitable modifications or adjustments to the exercises. Never continue a movement that is too difficult for your level of experience or ability, or if you feel any discomfort. Please follow the guidelines we sent ahead of the session for your own safety. So I'm now going to hand over to Claire to introduce herself and start the session.
Hello, everybody. Nice to see you all. I'm Claire. I run the Wednesday Yoga and Relaxation class for Target Ovarian Cancer. It's at 2 till 3 every Wednesday. And then on the weeks I'm not there, which are not that many actually, a recording is sent out. The class is very similar to what we'll be doing today. I split it up into sections. So we do some relaxation to start with. We then do some floor work or chair work, if you prefer. And then at the end, we do some relaxation, mindfulness, and some breathing. My background is a yoga teacher. And then about 5 or 6 years ago, I qualified as a cancer rehabilitation teacher as well. So I specialise in that now. So we will start. If you'd like to either get yourself comfortable on the floor, or you can sit in your chair if you prefer. Make sure you have a glass of water nearby, particularly as it's quite warm today. Thank you, everyone. So I'm gonna sit on the chair, but you can also lay on the floor for this part as well. So get yourself comfortable. So I'd like you to lay down or sit down and close your eyes and just sit or lay down comfortably. Be aware of your body, be aware of the floor underneath you. Just take a moment or two just to get yourself settled. So prop yourself up if you need to, a cushion behind your head. However you feel, just to make yourself comfortable. If you'd rather have your knees bent, if you're lying on the floor, then please do that as well. So we'll begin. So again, close your eyes, have your palms either uppermost to the ceiling lying on the floor, or if you're in the chair, have your hands in your lap. I'd like you to take a nice deep breath in and out. So one more, breathing in and out. So we're going to come to the breathing exercise. Some of you may have done this type of thing before. There are various breathing exercises that we can do. One of them is a 4-2-4 breath, which is generally quite comfortable for everybody. You can adjust the number. So what I'd like you to do is breathe in for a count of 4, hold for 2, breathe out for 4. Ideally in through the nose and out through the nose, because that cools the air, it filters the air before it enters the lungs, which is better for you. And it also relaxes you a little bit more because you can deepen the breath a little bit more. So breathing in for 4, hold for 2, breathe out for 4. Allow yourself to just sink into the floor and just take time to go around the body. Notice how you're feeling. Breathing in for 4, hold for 2, breathe out for 4. Just feel your tummy rise and fall. I'd like you to place your hands on your tummy and have the fingertips touching. And I'd like you to have your fingers around the belly button area. So as you breathe in, I want you to feel that the tummy rises. And then as you breathe out, you feel the tummy relaxing. Breathing in and out through the nose. In for 4, hold for 2, breathe out for 4. And feel the tummy rise and fall. So at any point that you feel anxious, stressed, got something on your mind, come back to this kind of breathing practice, 4-2-4 breath. It really slows the breath down, it slows your heart rate, and it lowers your blood pressure. Breathing in for 4, hold for 2, breathe out for 4. And then with that count, I'd like you to begin to stretch. So you're going to breathe in for 4, take the arms up towards the ceiling and over the head if you're on the floor, and then breathing out for 4 as you lower. So in for 4, up and over the head, right back to the floor if you can, breathing out for 4 as you lower. In for 4, out for 4. So now incorporate that pause, breathing in for 4, pause for 2, breathe out for 4 and lower. Breathe in for 4, pause for 2, breathe out and lower. One more, breathing in all the way up, breathing out and all the way down. One more of those. This time I'd like you to keep the arms where they are, interlock the thumbs, stretch along your floor or up to the ceiling, if that's better. And then with the legs, I'd like you to point your toes and stretch out. And then all the way down. So we're going to do that again. Breathing in for 4, stretch out through the feet, point your toes, stretch up towards the ceiling. Breathing out and down. And then if you'd like to bring your knees onto your chest, both knees lifting onto the chest, draw the knees close. If you're sitting, you can just do little knee lifts, but otherwise draw the knees in to the chest and then just rock gently from side to side. And then I'd like you to do a figure of 8 with the knees. So imagine a figure of 8 in your head, and you're going to move the knees round in that shape. And by massaging in this way, it just works up the whole entire spine. And then I'd like you to place your feet on the floor. So I'd like you to have your feet and knees together on the floor, have the feet flat. I'd like you to take your arms out shoulder height. So on the floor version, it's a lower body twist, and for the seated version, it's an upper body twist. So for those on the floor, I'd like you to take your knees over to the right side and take your head over to the left. So just watch your shoulders. If your shoulders are lifting, then you're twisting too far, and just slightly adjust that twist. And then we're going to come back to the center and all the way over to the other side. So you're breathing in as you twist, out as you center. And for the seated version, you keep your knees together and you twist round one way and then the other, upper body twist. So breathing in as you twist, out as you center. So keep the shoulders down, the arms outstretched, take the head the opposite direction to your knees. Breathing in as you twist, out as you centre. Now you either can continue with that one, or if you want to come a little bit higher with the knees, draw the knees onto the chest, and you're going to roll from that position. So the arms are still out to shoulder height, knees are high, continue with that twist, breathing in as you twist, out as you centre. Breathing in as you twist, out as you centre. And this just massages further up the back as the knees are higher. So one way and then the other. That's it. And then draw the knees into the chest. And then if everybody would like to come up onto all fours. I will show you the seated version, just simply so you've got options. The seated version is virtually the same. So for the floor version, you are having your hands flat on the floor. Make sure when you look through, you can't see your feet, knees are hip width apart, and make sure that the elbows are straight. So that's your starting position. Some of you may have done yoga before, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. For those who are using a chair, virtually the same. So you're in a square position with the body, and you're in that starting position. So whichever version you're doing, you're going to breathe out, arch the back, breathing in, and lift the head. Breathing out, arch the back, breathing in, and lift your head. Same for the chair or the floor. It's really good for upper body strength. Really good for strengthening your muscles and your joints. Breathing out as you arch. Breathing in as you look up. Couple more. Breathing out, arching. Breathing in and lift the head. So I'd like you to do just one more of those. That's it, and then come back to that central starting position. So we're going to do the moving cat. So again, have your arms nice and straight. You're going to breathe out, arching. Sit back on the heels, open the elbows, chin comes down towards the floor, and you push up on an in-breath. Breathing out, sit back, breathing in. So continue with that one. It's really good for your upper body strength. And if you were doing the seated version, then it's exactly the same. Out, moving through, up, breathing out, moving through, breathing in. So continue with those. Have the eyes closed if you can, just so that you get into a nice rhythm with the breath and the movement. If you're new to yoga, it's sometimes hard to do the breathing, so don't worry too much if you're completely lost with the breathing. That will come with practice. So breathing out, arch, sit back, breathing in, moving through. So make that your last one, and then I'd like you to sit back on your heels. So sitting back on the heels, not everybody can. Some people find it very uncomfortable. So always prop yourself up on a cushion if you needed to, or on a block. You can always go a little bit higher if you want to, if you find that more comfortable. With my classes, just adapt everything to make you feel comfortable. Don't feel under any pressure. And also with the exercises, postures, you don't always have to create a perfect posture for it to be beneficial. It's very personal, it's not competitive at all. So as long as you're comfortable, sit back And we're going to breathe in, and we're going to take the arms up to the ceiling. Open your arms nice and wide, draw the shoulders together, and just tap your feet. It's part of the posture called the camel. So you breathe in all the way up, open, widen, and tap. Breathing in, up, open, wide, and tap. And this one can also be done on the chair as well, exactly the same way. You sit and open your arms wide. So with the breathing, you're going to breathe in, open, tap, and then take a nice deep breath out. So what I'd like you to do now, for those on the floor, I'd like you to step forward. So you've got one knee on the floor and one knee is bent. I'll show you the chair version. So for the chair, you're going to sit on the edge of your chair and you're going to drop that leg down into exactly the same position. So you can do exactly the same posture wherever you are. So sit comfortably. Again, pad your knee out if you need to. We're going to take the arms up, breathing in, breathing out and down towards the floor and drop the head down. Breathing in, lift, breathing out, forward bend. And as well as forward bending, you're working into your hip and the tailbone and the thigh. Breathing in and out. And then when you're ready, we're going to swap over. We'll swap the leg over. Have a drink of water if you need to. Just sit out if you feel you need to as well. Breathing in, lift. Breathing out and down. Breathing in and lift. Breathing out and down. Couple more. Breathing in, up. Breathing out and down. And then when you're ready, we're going to come up to standing. So I'd like you to widen the legs as much as you can. This can also be done on the chair. So if you struggle standing for too long, you can sit on the chair and you can widen your legs in exactly the same way. So widen the legs, take the arms up, breathing in, stretch to the ceiling, breathing out, forward bend, down towards the floor. It's not essential that you touch the floor. Don't worry if you can't. So you're breathing in all the way up. These are really good for your core. Breathing out and down and drop the head. I'd like you to walk the hands over to the right leg, and the same would apply if you're sitting. Walk the hands over to the left leg and drop the head down. Walk the hands to the centre. Straighten the legs, drop the head down, and then we're going to place our hands on our shins, the same as you're sitting, and we're going to lift the head. Feel that stretch. And then unfold carefully. So stay where you are if you're standing. I'll show you the seated version for the next one. It's exactly the same as the standing version. You're going to come down to the floor and you're going to stretch up to one side, down to the floor, up to the other side. So we're going to do that standing as well. Widen the legs, breathing in, all the way up, breathing out and down. And then we're going to twist to the left, lower, twist to the right, lower, to the left, lower, to the right, and lower. Carefully bend the knees, unfold, slowly come back up to standing and bring the legs together. Just take your hands into the small of your back, take your head back, hips forward, and then lower your head and roll your shoulders. Another important part in yoga is balance, and balance is difficult. If you've had treatment and you've lost the strength in your thighs, balance can be really difficult, but it's something that you can build on and build back. So a very simple exercise for balance is to come up onto your tiptoes and down. Now you can do this seated as well. In fact, it's really good if you're on a flight or on a long car journey. It's really good for your blood pressure. So you just come up and down. And if you were seated, you just do exactly the same, up and down. And because it's your thighs, it's your largest muscle group, it works the heart, and it's really good for your blood pressure. Gets the blood pumping around the body. And as you probably can tell, it's really good for balance. So if you are suffering from lack of leg strength at the moment, try this one regularly, and you will find that your strength will improve and also your balance. If you need to use the arms, then use the arms, it doesn't matter. And then what I'd like you to do is lift up and then do little pulses. So your heels aren't quite touching the ground, but you're just pulsing, and that really is very good for your calves and balance. And then down. So you come up, little pulses. And down. Bend the knees. Oh, did you hear my knees click then? Bend your knees. I hope all your knees clicked as well. I just want you to shake the legs out. So we're going to come back to our standing triangle, and the same again if you're sitting. Stretch the legs out along the floor. You're going to take your arms out, exactly the same if you're sitting, and then turn your right foot out to the side. Not so easy if you're sitting. Just have your feet pointing forwards, but turn your head, and then we're going to tilt. So if you're sitting, you're tilting down towards the floor. Breathing in as you lift, turn, breathing out as you go down. Breathing in as you lift, turn, breathing out as you go down. So keep going. That's it. So you can keeping the legs and the arms really straight. If you can turn your head towards that upper arm, that's great as well. And if you can hold it for a little bit longer, that's lovely. And then come back to the centre. So keep the right foot facing out, and we're going to turn towards that right leg. If you're sitting with the legs outstretched, you're just going to go down to your right leg. The standing version is to turn and then stretch up towards the ceiling and then go down towards the right leg. I'll show you in the seat as well. So you're just stretching down towards the right side. Then you're going to lift up towards the ceiling. Going to the other side, turn your foot, turn your body, and then come down over the left as well. That's it, lovely. So you're going to turn all the way around, forward bend. Lift up, breathing in, turn all the way around and down. And then come back to the centre, heel and toe the feet together, standing tall. Close the eyes for a moment. Mountain pose is standing really tall, crown of the head lifting, feet planted into the floor, shoulders back, pull the tummy in tightly. The stronger your core, stronger your back. So it's something to be aware of. So pull the tummy in tightly, and that's called mountain pose. So just standing, thinking about your posture. And roll the shoulders. So if you've got a little bit of space, I'd like you to, it's called tightrope, I'd like you to go heel to toe, down as far as you can. You don't really have to do many steps to get the benefit. And then I'd like you to walk backwards. And walking backwards uses more muscles than walking forwards, and it's very good for your cognitive function. 100 steps backwards is 1,000 forward. So you're just going to walk back and forth. Really good for your balance, again, good for your leg strength and your concentration as well. Because sometimes cognitive function can be impaired. So really good to work on that. Perfect location for this would be a hallway so that you're safe and there's no obstacles in the way. Back and forth. So in your own time, have a go at that one. It's quite a nice one to do. If you've got a garden, walk backwards and forwards up the garden, and it will really be very beneficial for your leg strength as well. So coming back to your mat, standing tall, mountain pose, take a nice deep breath in, breathing in for 4, breathing out for 4, and roll the shoulders. I'd like you to take the arms behind you, place the hands in the small of the back, and I'd like you to bring your hips forward and your head back. Nice gentle back bend. Slide the arms down by the tailbone, draw the shoulders back. Nice stretch there. And then centre the body, and I'd like you to wrap your arms around you, and then forward bend, opening the shoulders. Drop the head down. Unfold slowly, roll the shoulders. So we're going to come back down onto the floor, getting ready for our relaxation, but we're going to do a couple more floor exercises. So back onto our knees and back onto one knee. Have the knee out if you want to. Take the arms out shoulder height. And again, if you're on the chair, you would have exactly the same position with one leg on the chair, one leg dropping down, as we did earlier, and then you're going to twist. Twist into the knee, twist away from the knee. And whilst you're doing that, I'll just show you the seated version. So I'm going to do one arm because of holding on, but you're going to twist and twist if you're on the chair. That's it. And then if you'd like to swap your legs over, take the arms out again, twist away, push the knee out, and then bring the arms in towards the knee, push away, twist, bring the arms in, and again, push away, and in, and then centre. Lower the arms. If you'd like to lay back down and have the knees bent, or you can come back to the chair. So we're going to lay down and have our feet flat on the floor, have the knees bent, and this posture is called the bridge posture. So you tuck your chin down, arms remain on the floor for now, and on an in-breath, I'd like you to lift your hips as high as comfortable, breathing out and down. Breathing in as you lift, breathing out as you lower. Breathing in as you lift, breathing out as you lower. It's called the bridge posture. It's very good for your core, your tailbone, and your thighs. Breathing in as you lift, out as you lower. If you want to, Take the arms over and above the head and then lower the body down. So breathing in as you lift, out as you lower. Breathing in as you lift, out as you lower. So one more of those. And then I'd like you just to lay comfortably on the floor with your eyes closed. And before we relax completely, I just want to spend a couple of moments focusing on our pelvic floor. So the pelvic floor is really important. It's something that we should be doing every day. Men and women, actually. There's a myth that it's just for women, but it's men as well. So what I'd like you to do, it's a squeeze and lift motion. So externally, you shouldn't be able to tell that you're doing your pelvic floor. It's all internal. Some of you have probably practiced this before. You may have a slightly different system. If you've been advised to do pelvic floor in a certain way, then I would suggest you stick to that way. But this is the general view. So it's a squeeze and lift motion. So you're squeezing the back passage as if you're trying to stop yourself passing wind, and then you're lifting as if you're trying to stop yourself passing urine, and then release. So it's a squeeze and a lift. Release, squeeze and a lift. So you want to do it fairly quickly. It does take practice. It's not always possible to do it straight away because you really need to isolate those muscles. But squeeze and lift. Squeeze and lift. And just do a few moments every day, and it will really be a great benefit. Squeeze and lift. Squeeze and lift. And this can be done in a chair in exactly the same way. Seated, eyes closed, squeeze and lift. You don't have to be on the floor at all. Both ways are perfect. And in fact, you could do this one first thing in the morning before you get out of bed, and then you're done. You've done your exercise for the day. Squeeze and lift. Release. Squeeze and lift. And then I'd like you to bring the soles of the feet together, allow the knees to flop. If you're on the chair, you can do exactly the same. Allow the knees to flop. Allow your pelvic floor to relax. Take a nice deep breath in. Take the arms over and above the head. Have a really good stretch. Lower the arms. Bring the knees together. And I'd like you to relax. So for the next section, I'm going to turn my camera off just so that you don't feel like I'm staring at you. But if you'd like to get yourself comfortable on a sofa, on the floor, wrap yourselves up if you want to, cushion under your head. We'll begin the relaxation, the mindfulness and the breathing. So getting yourself comfortable. Just give you a few moments. So we're going to come back to that 4-2-4 breath that we did. I'd like you to breathe in for a count of 4, hold for 2, breathe out for 4. Breathe in for 4, hold for 2, breathe out for 4. Feel the tummy rise and fall. Breathe in for 4, hold for 2, breathe out for 4. Feel the tummy rise and fall. And then deepening the breath. Breathing in for 5, hold for 2, breathe out for 5. Breathe in for 5, hold for 2, breathe out for 5. Feel the floor supporting your body. Take your mind's eye around the body and notice how you're feeling. Feel that cool air entering and the warm air leave. Heavy and relaxed. Be aware of the breath coming in, and then as you breathe out, feel the body sinking down into the floor. Feel the tummy rise and fall, in through the nose and out through the nose. I'd like you to take your attention down to your feet. And I'd like you to imagine the breath that's coming in through your feet, all the way up to the top of your head. breathing out and all the way down. So I'd like you to breathe in for a count of 5, all the way up from the feet. All the way up to the top of the head. Follow the breath all the way in and all the way out. Feel the tummy rise and fall. Relax your breath. Relax your thoughts going up and down the body. Another practice that you might find useful is to repeat positive words to yourself. And this really helps to relax the body and mind and helps you sleep. If you have problems with sleeping, this can be really helpful. So with that in mind, I'd like you to breathe in the words I am, and then breathe out the words heavy and relaxed. So you can replace the words with whatever you feel comfortable with, but always make it about yourself. So I am heavy and relaxed, or I am warm and comfortable. So use the words. It's very good for mindfulness. It keeps your mind focused on your thoughts and blocks out any other thoughts, any negative thoughts. tuning back in. Become aware of the sounds around you once again. In through the nose and out through the nose. Take a nice deep breath in. Take your arms over and above the head. Have a really good stretch. Take a nice deep breath in. Rub the palms together. Cover your eyes with your hands. Warm up your eyes. And then coming out.
Thank you so much, Claire, and to all of you for joining us today. If you enjoyed the class today, as Claire mentioned, she does run a weekly yoga and relaxation class for us every Wednesday between 2 and 3 p.m. The classes are exclusively for those with a diagnosis of ovarian cancer and cover both yoga movements and relaxation practices. But we are now officially at the end of the event today. So thank you again to Claire and to you for joining us and making it such a wonderful session. We hope to see you at another yoga session soon. Thank you. Bye.